What's going on this week, YouTube? You guys have spoken. We're gonna start working on this 60. We ordered some parts for it, but this week we're gonna sandblast it down and see what we actually do need. And I like working with a clean area. And this is basically to see how far the pans are gone, if they need full replacement on both sides. We all know that the driver's side, if you watched last week, that one's out. So we're gonna blast this baby down. Let's see what we got. Let's take a look before we blast it. So we got her up on jack stands in the front here. Pop the wheels off so we can blast all the way up in here. Blast the A-arms. They hit the frame. And you guys can see under here, probably won't hit this area too much, but we'll hit where we need to weld. So we have a nice clean area. And when I had it jacked up, you can actually see right here, which is underneath that wood paneling. So, which I didn't know about before. Well, that's fine. We'll get her cleaned up. Basically what we're using is our Harbor Freight sandblaster, some black diamond, coal slag, and that stuff has worked really good for us. We've done a couple vehicles before. We gave it kind of a little test run here just to make sure everything was working, but clean up around in here and hit the inner fender. Just want to make sure everything would work before we really got deep into this. We didn't have to stop. So this floor pan looks really good, but what concerns me is if we start blasting and we might open up some areas, which is good. I'd rather do it right the first time here than start working on it and then you got holes and all kinds of stuff all over it. So we won't epoxy it yet because we will get all the pans welded in what we need. Get all the bushings pressed in on the control arms, get all the suspension together, and then go ahead and epoxy it, paint it. But we're going to leave the body the same, so I got to be really careful with this blaster, make sure I don't hit anything. And yeah, we'll go from there, see how it turns out. All right, we got done with the passenger side. It's not perfect. There's always more nooks and crannies that you can get. I think if you had the frame off the body, like we all know, I think there's some touch-up spots that we're going to come back and do after we get done with the driver's side. I'm hoping I have enough blasting material, but here's kind of a look at what the passenger side does look like right now. Obviously, the factory GM coating is pretty darn tough. I think I could work at this for a day alone. We'll kind of keep scraping it off and maybe sandblast it again, come back and hit it one more time. The frame is shaping up pretty darn good. See there, like I said, you know the good spots. I'm not going to really hit it hard because if it's not rusty, then I'm not going to do anything with it. You can see up in here there's some rust holes in the frame. I think, yeah, right in there. Or not in the frame, the floor pan, sorry. Continuing back, you can kind of get a good overview. When we go to the driver's side now, we'll point back this way and kind of hit alongside the back of the rocker. But I tell you, I'm not a big fan of sandblasting. It saves a lot of time, but it's a dirty job. But it has to be done. You got to do this to see what you got. We'll lift, when we get done with the driver's side over there, we'll lift the back of the car up and start doing under there. Like I said, when I do this, the reason I do this is so that when you are working on the suspension and stuff, you know, you're not fighting grease and rust and everything else. And I've come to learn that that's the easiest way for me to do it. You know, we didn't hit it hard up in here. You can still see some grease around the steering box and stuff like that. But, you know, I do like a clean as I can get work area. We're going to hit this side. You know, touch her up, hit the frame. Probably won't hit that floorboard too much since it's all going to get cut out anyways. But where we weld to, I will definitely hit it. I'll show you guys that passenger floorboard. What it did look like before. I mean, yeah, it was soft, but you really didn't know what you had until you did hit it with the blaster. You know, you can start seeing, you know, why, like I said, it all reverts back why we blasted this car. So that you don't get into this thing and you're like, oh God, now I got to cut this out, or I got to do this, and I didn't know before. So I'd rather know everything before I start working on this thing full blow. That, hey, we're going to do it right. We're going to cut the bad metal out. We're going to do the right patchwork. The suspension work, that's not even a question of getting fixed or not. That's getting fixed, replaced. So we're going to keep kicking ass here. And I'm sure there's more guys out there that know how to do it better and this and that. But this is what works for me. This is what I do. Not for a living, but so far the old Harbor Freight is holding up. This is number 4, I think, car, so tips wore out quick, but I think that's with anything. right, we got the driver's side done here as best as we can. There are some spots that we just aren't going to get, so let's take a look here. Here's in the wheel well. But that undercoating is so tough. I mean, I worked it from here up, and I think I'd go through almost a bag of material just getting it all up there. But we got the control arms cleaned up, which is one thing I wanted to do. We got the frame pretty good, and the floor pan, obviously that's where the hole is. Found some more holes back in here, which is no surprise, but it's nice to get it cleaned up. I mean, it's, like I said, I'm not going to give it a lot of time, and we're going to cut a lot of this out. It's got to go. It's no good. But the frame is cleaning up pretty good back there. You know, you're going to miss some spots. I'm no professional at this. And this car is obviously a little different. For rust-wise, undercoating-wise, messy job. I'm feeling pretty good about it. So back to the passenger side here. I have to hit the back side of that rocker when we come over here again. I forgot to hit that. But, you know, once the guy starts tearing this thing apart, you know, the suspension and stuff, you can always buzz everything off with a wire wheel or a DA. I mean, there's always, you know, I'm not expecting it to be clean and perfect here to where I'm going to put mirrors into this thing anyways. But, yeah, that's about it for the front and all the way up to here. Now we're going to reverse this setup, and we're going to put the tires on the front, raise the back end up, and work back here. I'm down to one bag, so I might have to continue this on Thursday. Usually I can do a car in about 3-4 bags, but this one's 1, 2, 3, 4. I got one in the tank. That's 5, and then one extra bag there. That's 6 bags, and it just kind of goes to show you on these cars of, you know, what it takes to get it all off of there. So we're gonna keep kicking ass again. All right, YouTubers, we got the front done. We started working on the back here. We ran out of 2 things, material and sunlight. As you can see, she's going down quick, and it's hard enough to see down here sometimes even with sunlight blasting. We did get a little bit of start, kind of ran around the frame rails, which looked good. That was my most concerning thing. We hit the inner a little bit, as much as I could do, and like I said, it's tough. I got to get a new hood. I can't see a damn thing out of that anymore. We hit the other side in the trunk a little bit under here. A little bit what I could see inside the frame rail. A little bit on that one. Kind of just hopped around at the end there because I just wanted to do what I could. Like I said, you can see a lot better. Like you think blasting under there, oh, I can see it 100% right now, and how many spots I can get, but when you're under there and everything's flying around, it's tough. So but we're gonna hit this again and get some more material and some more sunlight. So we'll see you back, and we'll get this thing finished up. All right, YouTube, we're back. We're gonna finish blasting this baby out today. We got 2 more bags of material, plenty of sunlight for a couple more hours here. A lot of wind. It's kind of what we're up against here. We'll get what we can get done on it. Now we got quite a bit of area to cover here. Back up in here. Try to get as much as we can in the inner wheel well here. Right on the rear end. Definitely want to hit the frame. That's my most focus point here. What we want to do. So we're going to try to wrap this up here. It's kind of crunch time to get it done. So wish us luck, and watch as this thing kind of looks a little bit better, hopefully. So stay tuned. All right, YouTubers, we just got this car done for the most part. Turned out pretty good from the way I see it. We'll take a look around here underneath in the back here and show you what we got accomplished. If it was ideally for me to do this, I would take the body off the frame and do it in two different parts. But up in the upper Midwest here, we're lucky to even be out here right now. I think it's been 50s all week, which doesn't happen. So that's why I don't want to say I rushed through it, but we got what we needed done on it to where I know what we need for the car coming up this winter to build it. If that's from a pan in the trunk to pans in the front, rear, it doesn't matter. That's where I wanted to get this car into this stage. I think once we get it up there and start working on it, we'll separate the body and the frame. Then we can really get cleaning, get it, all the undercoating off it, the rust, and start preserving this car for what it is. Let's look under here, see what you guys think, and see how it turned out. All right, we got this frame rail a lot better. I really wanted to focus right under there where it bends, and the amount of undercoating under here is just crazy. I just literally held the blaster on there, and it was just took forever to get in these dimples on here. We wanted to hit in here. Yeah, not all undercoating is off it, but I know that this is good metal coming up into the trunk, or I don't know, whatever floor you want to consider it. We got the inner wheel well here, really, you know, not on the back side as much, but up in here where they tendency to rust, you know, here and back in here, which really turned out good. It's solid, which I'm happy about. You can see right in here, you know, I would have never seen this before, but it is rusty. I mean, you see the holes in here, see some down in here, which is good. Why we blasted this car. We hit this just a little bit more. You know, the rear end, I'm not concerned about. When we pop that down, we'll clean that up and paint it up. I mean, that's not like it's needs to be done right now. I actually missed some of these spots, so don't judge me too hard. I'm human. But with the fuel tank in there, we never pulled that off. We never did, you know, any of that. But once you hit in here, there's so much dirt in this car that just, boom, you know, right in your face. And yeah, I'm kind of, it's tough blasting under here without the frame just on the ground or the body on a rotisserie. It's not my favorite thing to do, but hey, it works. Like I said, we got it to where I needed to be to buy the stuff that we're gonna need to repair this thing. So it turned out good for my expectations of it. So you know, the old Harbor Freight Sandblaster didn't let me down. 6 bags of material, maybe 7, 4 or 5 hours of my time. Hey, I'll tack that up as a win every day. I'm a budget builder. I don't know if you want to consider it that, but hey, I can, you know, it's fine. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna get this thing off the jack stands, get it back on tires, and actually we're gonna move it up to our other workshop, not here, so we can work on it this winter, which will be good. Try to separate the body and the frame. I don't have a lift up there or anything like that. That's why I did not rip this car apart down here, because I still have to transport it. I still want to see if the 235 runs, so that's why I didn't take the gas tank down, which it will come down. Either buy a new one, I've seen some new ones out there, or just run it off a tank under the fuel pump. So that's our plan right now. I'd like to give a couple thank yous, especially to Bill out in Maryland. I know you're watching. You wrote me a hell of a nice email. I appreciate it. A lot of information that I didn't know about. So thanks, Bill. I'll probably be bouncing some more things off you, which is good. It's nice to have good connections. I'd like to reach out to all the subscribers. We hit 1,000, over 1,000, I think. So thank you everybody for that. I appreciate it. and the amount of views this car got to kind of put us up there, I appreciate it all. So thanks again. It doesn't go unnoticed, especially all the comments. I like talking to people. So it's that's the funnest part about doing this, is all the memories everybody has of this and that. It's cool. One other thing I was going to talk about was, if we're not on every week, we're working on this car, but I'm going to try. And I'm probably like most people on here. You got a job, I've got a job, family. You know, it's life. So them are pretty important things, more important than a car, but we're going to try to focus on building this car out and make it a good cruiser by next spring, next summer. That's our goal. And I need one thing from all you guys. We need a nickname for this car. I got to have something. So I'm going to leave that up to you guys, and drop it in the comments like it's hot, that we need a nickname for this thing. So everybody, if you don't see me next week, have a happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully we'll be back on next week, but if not, happy Thanksgiving. And that's about it for this thing. We got it wrapped up. So from my garage to your garage, thanks for watching. Have a good week, and see you next week.